Kweli sisi tunaweka, lakini ikifika huko kwa budget mambo inabadilika. Hiyo pesa inahitajika zaidi na zaidi hata kuliko ile tumeweka sisi.
Sawa. Okay, we'll get a response Sane when we resume. Next order.
Order number 10, special motion. Consideration of a nominee for appointment as the ambassador to the Vatican, the Holy See.
Chairman, Defense, Intelligence and Foreign. Major Bashir, you are the one moving the motion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, in its report on the approval hearing of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, PhD, for appointment as Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya to Vatican, the Holy See, laid on the table of the House and pursuant to Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution, Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, and Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185E. This House approves the appointment of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, PhD, as Ambassador to Vatican, the Holy See. Honorable Speaker, in exercise of its mandate under Standing Order 216, the committee conducted approval hearing of the nominee on Monday, 27 April 2026, and subjected him to a rigorous vetting process, including public participation and integrity verifications by all the relevant statutory bodies. The nominee was found compliant with the constitutional and statutory requirements, including Chapter 6 on leadership and integrity. Honorable Speaker, the committee examined the nominee's academic background, professional experience, and performance during the approval hearing. Dr. Mbijiwe presented a strong academic and professional profile, holding a doctorate in project planning and management and bringing with him extensive experience in leadership and governance. His tenure in the Meru County Assembly, coupled with his current role as Chief of Staff in Meru County, demonstrates practical competence in negotiation, stakeholder engagement, and public finance oversight. These experiences, alongside his involvement in union negotiations, reflect skills that are directly transferable to diplomatic practice, particularly mediation and consensus building. Honorable Speaker, on the significance of the Vatican mission and the cost-benefit analysis of that mission, Honorable Speaker, until now, Kenya has not maintained a standalone embassy in Vatican City. Instead, its relations have been handled through non-resident accreditation via its embassy in France. Establishing its first resident diplomatic mission to the Holy See, Vatican, marks a significant shift in how it manages relations with one of the world's most unique diplomatic entities. Honorable Speaker, as we note that Kenya now becomes the first East African country to post an ambassador to Vatican, the Holy See. There are many other countries, but for East Africa, Kenya becomes the first one. However, the committee raised notable concerns to the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs in its report on the supplementary budget estimates number 1 for the financial year ending 30th June 2026 on the matter of establishing a standalone embassy in Vatican City. The committee recommended that the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs submit a detailed cost-benefit analysis and justification for the establishment of a new mission at the Vatican, particularly in light of Kenya's existing non-resident accreditation through France under the Holy See's diplomatic framework. The committee expresses concern that despite the anticipated strategic and diplomatic value, including enhanced bilateral engagement, improved access to the Holy See's extensive global diplomatic network, strengthened collaboration in peace building and humanitarian efforts, and increased soft power influence through faith-based partnerships, the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs has not yet provided a detailed and comprehensive evidence-based justification demonstrating that these benefits sufficiently outweigh the associated and establishments and operational costs. Honorable Speaker, despite the fact that these are concerns raised by the committee on the cost-benefit analysis of the mission itself, but the individual that we have vetted actually stands very well in undertaking this role. Honorable Speaker, In addition to his professional qualifications as noted earlier, the nominee's active participation in church leadership were viewed as significant assets. Given the Holy See's unique blend of religious authority and diplomatic influence, his familiarity with Catholic doctrine and institutional culture is expected to facilitate effective engagement and relationship building. Furthermore, he acknowledged the importance of the Vatican in Kenya's social developmental landscape, particularly through its contributions to education, healthcare, and peace-building initiatives. However, the committee raised some concerns regarding the nominee's preparedness for the role. During the approval hearing, certain gaps, however, were observed in his articulation of Kenya's foreign policy priorities, and his understanding of the Vatican's unique diplomatic context appeared to require further development. While he expressed a willingness to learn and seek advisory support, this suggested a need for additional preparation to ensure that he will effectively represent Kenya's interests at the Holy See, an institution whose diplomatic engagement is shaped less by conventional statecraft and more by religious doctrine and canonical governance. Honorable Speaker, the nominee actually told the committee that he is willing to learn and ensure that by the time this House approves and is posted to the Vatican, he will be able to understand more issues on diplomacy. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the committee has identified no legal impediment to the appointment, noting that the nominees demonstrated leadership experience, integrity, and willingness to learn to provide a solid foundation upon which the requisite diplomatic competences may be developed. I therefore urge this House to adopt the committee's recommendation and approve his appointment as ambassador to Vatican, the Holy See. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move, and I now ask Honorable Kirima to second this motion. Thank you.
Moses Kirima.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Give him the mic.
Hey.
Can you give Honorable Kirima the mic?
Yeah, it's here.
Yes, Moses.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion on the approval of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, PhD, for an appointment as an ambassador of the Republic of Kenya to the Vatican and the Holy See. Honorable Speaker, the Departmental Committee on the Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations undertook the approval hearing of the nominee on Monday, 27th April 2026. In accordance with the Constitution, the Public Appointment Parliamentary Approval Act, and the standing orders of this House. The committee confirmed that the nominee satisfies the constitutional and statutory requirements for the appointment to the state office, having been duly cleared by all the relevant statutory bodies. Honorable Speaker, the committee further notes that the nominee possesses a strong academic background and has demonstrated leadership experience, especially in public service, particularly in governance, public finance oversight, and stakeholders engagement. Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Ngogoyo, take your seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 10, which is that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as the ambassador to Vatican, the Holy See, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 28 April 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution, Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, PhD, as the ambassador to the Vatican, the Holy See. Yes, Sunguli.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to support the report of the committee. The individual and the new ambassador is not known to me, but I've read his credentials. But I stand to support mainly, Mr. Speaker, because you yourself, having been Minister for Foreign Affairs of Kenya, know that for a long time, the Vatican,
And having appointed you
and
ambassador
having
to
appointed
China,
me, and I'm forever grateful for that, know that the Vatican does not have, we do not have an ambassador at the Vatican, although the diplomatic rules do not allow us to have our ambassador in Rome to represent us at the Vatican. So our affairs at the Vatican have been handled sometimes from France and from other European countries. But now because the nuncio is actually an ambassador, and therefore the Vatican itself has an embassy in Kenya. So in terms of reciprocity, it is quite timely that in fact we have an ambassador at the Vatican. Mr. Speaker, many Kenyans who are destined to Rome actually are visitors of the Vatican City. And that the Vatican City needs a Kenyan diplomat who will be handling persons who are going there on a pilgrimage or for other purposes to visit the Vatican. Many Kenyans, priests and others, and lay people work at the Vatican. And I really commend the fact that the government has decided to have direct accreditation and residence diplomat at the Vatican. And this is going to be very important. All of us, a good member of us here in this place, in this house, go to the Vatican every time in August in order to have our own retreat, and we are very happy that this is happening. We commend that the committee has gotten an individual who is well qualified, and I ask the committee not to continue doubting the viability of the Vatican City as a diplomatic destination. They could also be accredited to other nearby places that are relevant to this particular purpose. But, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Rahim Daud.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the onset, I support the nomination of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe to the Vatican. Mr. Speaker, the Vatican was established, Vatican City State was established in 1929 through the Lutheran Treaty and was signed by the Prime Minister then, Benito Mussolini. Mr. Speaker, the Vatican City or the Holy See has got more than 100 nuncios in the world. It's one of the largest, although it does not sit on the United Nations, but it has got a special observer as an observer state. Mr. Speaker, I have been to the Vatican long time back, and I have even prayed in the Vatican together with the Sistine Chapel. And like Honorable Sankuli has said, when you are going in August, I would like to accompany you to go and pray there, being a Muslim. But, Mr. Speaker, the committee has been told about Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, who he is, and I wish to confirm, because I have known him for the last more than 15 years, his charity work and pro bono work. I remember in the year 2021, when he called me to his ward, because he was the MCA at that time, and we went to a church next to Mbijiwe Hospital, and where I gave him 2 hospital beds costing 600,000 so that he could donate to the hospital. Mr. Speaker, he reciprocated and he came to my constituency in a church, the Kabone Catholic Church, where he even came and we could do something for the church and for the parish priest. So in terms of him being generous and being for the people, he is a good man. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the importance of the Holy See or the Vatican cannot be gainsaid. I mean, we can look at what they have done within this country, and I can proudly say I am a product of the Catholic Church, because we have dealt from my father's time, for more than 70 years with the Catholic Church, and most of the churches within Meru County and Tharaka Nithi. My father was the one who supplied materials to build all those churches. So they are there in the medical field. We can see hospitals, dispensaries. So we're not looking at what they can give us in the form of monetary, but what they have done within this country and all over the world, Mr. Speaker, goes a long way. A leader and the head of the Holy See, the Pope Leo, His Eminence Pope Leo, is a leader of 1.4 billion people. Mr. Speaker, I cannot say there is any head of state in this world who has got such a big congregation like the Pope. And I see Mr. Speaker wants to inform me something.
No, go on.
So, Mr. Speaker, when the Committee of Foreign Relations cast doubts on the viability of the Vatican, I think it will prove itself, because we already have a nuncio in Kenya, that is the ambassador for the Holy See in Kenya. And we visited with you, Mr. Speaker, when we had gone to pay respects for the late Pope. And Mr. Speaker, we are not just looking, it is influence which will be given through the ambassador. And I believe the ambassador designate, Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, is up to the task, and he should get for this country, not just for Meru, for this country, because he's not going there for Meru, he's going for the whole country, and he should bring us what is available from the Holy See. For with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I strongly join my colleagues in maybe even I would say congratulate him, but once we approve. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Mwiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute in this vital approval. I concur with the report that has been done by the committee. Personally, I have known Mr. Mbijiwe, Dr. Mbijiwe, for over 10 years, that we are neighbors in back home, and I've interacted with him quite often during various meetings at the county level. Dr. Mbijiwe credentials talks for himself, having a PhD, and during his tenure in the county, he has exhibited a great loyalty to the county administration. And the years I've known him, he has been very efficient and very effective in his duties that he has performed within the county. Mr. Speaker, having been appointed or nominated at the Vatican is a pride to this country, because it's the first time that we have a representative in the Vatican. Mr. Speaker, this country, Kenya, needs to safeguard our people who travel to the Vatican, and having a representative over there is very, very important. We thank the president for having nominated him, and I'm sure he is going to do pride for this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I concur with the committee and also recommend the approval of Dr. Mbijiwe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to support this report and state that the Vatican is a very important nation by itself, being the center of the Catholic faith on earth. Mr. Speaker, somebody to qualify to be there needs a lot of negotiation skills. Mr. Speaker, I noticed that Mbijiwe has been in the assembly, and now he is serving as the chief of staff. That position requires somebody with a lot of negotiation skills, and we believe that when he goes to Lom, he will be able to negotiate for so many things, particularly on issues of religion, the issues of education, and even some cultural aspects. Mr. Speaker, we need somebody with the ability to network. And knowing Mbijiwe is somebody who can fit in any kind of environment. We may argue that he doesn't know Italian, but I think to be able to network with other ambassadors, other representatives in the Vatican, he has that capacity. Mr. Speaker, the Holy See is the center of Catholic, as I've said. Catholics play a very great role in matters of education, morality, and in peacekeeping. So, Mr. Speaker, it is a very important institution. And I believe that with the experience that Dr. Mbijiwe has, he will be able to be part of the great network and the great issues that affect the Catholic religion. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Skuru spoke about the peace on earth. I think this is very important. And the Catholic plays a very great role in the international peace. And we therefore need to be included in that peace, particularly through the Catholics. And by having Dr. Mbijiwe there, who is a practicing Catholic, we will join the global peace building initiatives. Mr. Speaker, we know for sure that there are issues that we need to promote both in Kenya and in Lom. Mr. Speaker, I have seen the Pope traversing the world on peace missions. And Kenya is not isolated in the international agreements. I believe that Mbijiwe being there, he will be able to expound the Kenyan status or the Kenyan position in the international arena on peace negotiations and agreements. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Mbijiwe as a person is a very willing person to learn. I'm sure he is going to adapt very easily because he's very adaptive. He has been an MCA, and then all of a sudden, he went back again to class, and then he went back again to being an administrator at the governor's office. So I have no doubt in my mind that Dr. Mbijiwe is the best suited ambassador to represent Kenyan interest at the Vatican. Mr. Speaker, I know your other name is Papa Waloma. I wish that all of us, now that we have a Kenyan ambassador, you should be able to take majority of these members, including me, to Rome and visit the ambassador there. Mr. Speaker, it's very important because I've seen many Kenyans going out there at the Vatican and they don't even know where to go. They just go and just become like anybody. But now we know where to go. We know where to go and eat ugari at the Vatican. So, Mr. Speaker, with those few words, I support the nomination and state outrightly, this is the best person, and he is going to be the pioneer ambassador of Kenya at the Vatican. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I wish to appreciate and thank the President for appointing, in fact, a colleague, someone that I've known for quite some time between 2017 and 2022 when me and Dr. Mbijiwe served. He served at the Meru County Assembly where I served at the Tharaka Nithi County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, Dr. Mbijiwe has not started being a leader today. Dr. Mbijiwe has been a high school teacher, And while he was a high school teacher, he belonged to the Kupet, where he had so many leadership positions that he served so well. Mr. Speaker, I've observed Dr. Mbijiwe while we were in region meetings, how much he stood firm on every decision that he made. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to kind of encourage anyone here and everyone here sitting here today that we can rise from lower grounds to higher grounds. I've been an MCA and I'm here today sitting and even aiming higher. I've seen some people try to ridicule and demoralize people. They cannot even believe that someone can come from lower grounds and rise. Yes, Dr. Mbijiwe, who has come from being an MCA for Meru County, he has been a chief of staff, as now he's going to places, the Holy See, to serve the country as an ambassador. I congratulate him and encourage everyone else here that wants to rise, that you can rise to wherever you want to be. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Indeed, Susan, everybody has legitimate right to grow up the ladder. Like Lenin said, the only job you start at the top is digging a hole. All the rest you start below and climb. Mudhoni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to really thank His Excellency, the President
As
of
Mudhoni starts, how much more time do you want us to spend on this? After Mudhoni, I'll give one more, and then the mover to reply. Is that all right? Excellent. Mudhoni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, for picking on this special person, Dr. Julius Mbijiwe, to serve at the Vatican, the Holy See. Honorable Speaker, I have known Dr. Mbijiwe for close to 25 years. A committed physics and mathematics teacher for 14 years. A person who served the teachers of this country in his capacity as the Executive Secretary of Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education. A person who rose to become the first person to have been enrolled at the minor seminary of St. Paul's Seminary in Kobo, and having served at an age as a page boy. Honorable Speaker, if there is a dedicated person who has served the Catholic Church with all the seal, it can only be you and him. Honorable Speaker, I wish to say it will be historical that Dr. Mbijiwe will be the first East African country to serve an ambassador at the Vatican City. And Honorable Speaker, without any tone of doubt, I'm sure Dr. Mbijiwe will serve this country with all the honors and the dignity that is required by the Catholic faithfuls. Honorable Speaker, as a Meru and from the Meru community, I really want to say we are proud, because when history will be written, we will not miss a page in having been the first people to produce an ambassador at the Holy See. Honorable Speaker, I support this, and I want to say on the onset, Honorable Speaker, we have an opportunity of going now proudly to visit the Vatican and being very sure that we will have someone to hold our hands. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Sane.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm a Muslim and I have respect for all religions. The appointment of Dr. Julius Mbijiwe to the Holy See impresses me in a big way, more so when there is global chaos. I know the Bob stands for peace. He stands for conflict resolution, a harmonious community, integrated community globally. When we have one from our own, nominated to the Vatican, the Holy See, I'm sure we'll make an impression and contribution to make sure that we'll have a world of peace. When Hormuz Strait shall be opened, the world shall be free to trade, and whatever is happening, the superpowers cannot have their way throughout. Every society, however small on the planet Earth, can contribute to the well-being of the society. With those few remarks, it is time that we have nominated somebody to contribute to global peace as espoused by the Pope. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we can now have the mover to reply. Bashir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank all the members who have contributed favorably